fight, if he's great, and the motherfucker don't want to take a test and don't want $100 million, that tell you how great he is then. Huh? Ain't it? All right then. You ain't got to debate about how great Manny Pacquiao is, because if a motherfucker don't want to take a test and a dude getting $100 million, huh? If he don't want to take a test, what does that tell you about him then? All right then.
Yeah,
I ain't got to say. I ain't even got to say nothing else, because if a guy getting $100 million and don't want to take a motherfucking test, then I already tell you something wrong with him then.
Yeah, a lot of people do have their sneaky suspicions about that whole ordeal.
It ain't about a sneaky suspicion. Why do you think he's fighting Joshua Crawley and not fighting Floyd?
Yeah, you're right. He didn't want to take
because he don't want to take the test, right? All right then. If he don't want to, if a guy getting, let me ask you something.
Sure.
I'm gonna give you $100 million, right? I'm giving you $100 million.
Yeah.
Why would you fight another guy for $20 million and you can get $100 million?
You're right.
Does that make sense to you?
No, it don't. Especially if the guy that
Does that make sense to anybody?
It doesn't make any sense, especially if the guy that I'm fighting for $20 million is not an easy fight, within itself.
All right. You fighting a hard-ass fight for $20 million.
Yeah.
When you, even though you'll fight, if you fight a guy but you can fight a guy for $100 million. You can fight a guy for $100 million. Why the fuck you gonna fight a hard-ass fight for $20 million when you can fight the same fight down there for $100 million, right?
That's correct. Now, this is the Boxing Truth Radio. Hold on. We are listening to Roger Mayweather. This is Ricardo along with John. The phone lines are open if you want to ask Roger any questions. Let me ask this, though, Roger. And it makes, from your perspective, yeah, Manny Pacquiao doesn't want to take the drug test. How involved were you on the negotiation end of that? Do you pretty much stay out of that? Do you let Floyd and Leonard Ellerbe?
I said to them, the only way you gonna find out what that motherfucker got in his system is you got to give him the Olympic-style test. Remember, when you go to the Olympics, they test every kind of blood there is. You see, they test an Olympic-style test. They test it from all over the world, and that's why he didn't want to take the test. When they said that Olympic-style testing, why he didn't take it? Why would a guy fight Joshua Crawley for $20 million when he could fight Floyd for $100 million? What sense would that make? If he believed he can beat Floyd, it would make no difference. If he believed he can beat him, right?
You know what? I don't want to stir up the pot anymore, Roger. But obviously, you have a very strong opinion on this. What kind of drugs do you think Manny Pacquiao may be on? Because I don't know. I'm not a trainer. I'm not a.
That motherfucker on the A side, and that was the fuck he on.
What's he on now?
It's called an A side. He's on that. He on that, or he on something else. But the A side nut is what they used to have years, like 500 years ago. Remember when the Philippines was fighting the U.S. soldiers? The motherfucker was shooting. They were shooting that motherfucker with 45, and the 45 was bouncing off their motherfucking ass. They wasn't even dying. And that's the same thing they was using then during the war. It's the A side, and that's what that motherfucker's on.
And that's the type of substance that wouldn't be detected in...
That drug makes you 3 times stronger than you naturally is.
Yeah, but basically the gist of it that you're saying is that he's on it, and this drug that he's on isn't detected.
Well, the thing of it ain't detected. You got, like I said, you got to have Olympic style test. Test it because they know what it is because they used it years and years and years ago. The Philippine soldier was using that shit way back then. So that's why a doctor, when you do Olympic-style testing, they can find out what he's on. But let me ask you something.
Sure.
Regardless of what I think he's on, why don't he take the test?
That's a question.
Here a guy gonna turn down $100 million if he don't want to take a test. Then what does that tell you? How do a motherfucker turn down $100 million? You tell me.
What about the critics and naysayers that would say, well, why did Floyd turn it down and not give up?
They ask about what Floyd ain't turned down shit.
Well, he's not.
Floyd ain't turned down nothing. Floyd gonna take the test. Floyd ain't worried about taking the test. He ain't got shit in his system. Floyd said he gonna take the test. This motherfucker say he ain't gonna take the test. How is a guy getting $100 million say he ain't gonna take a test? Tell me. It ain't about Floyd. It ain't about Floyd don't want to fight. It ain't even about that. Here's a motherfucker don't even want to take a test. He don't even want to take a drug test. Now I'm not talking about him gonna fight for it. He don't even want to take a drug test. How is a guy gonna not take a drug test and he gonna fight somebody? Tell me.
We got a caller on the line, Herschel from Cincinnati, Ohio. You're on with Roger Mayweather. Go ahead, Herschel.
Hey, Mr. Mayweather.
Everything good, man. What's happening? Huh?
A lot of people were saying that Floyd challenged Pacquiao for the spring because he thought that Pac-Man would be running for political office, so he was bluffing. And then when Pacquiao agreed to fight him, they think that Mayweather brought up the drug testing just to stall it even further.
Oh, man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I'm going to school you right now. First off, Floyd will take the same test Pacquiao will take, right? Now, let me ask you something. If you got common sense, we're talking about common sense. Here's a guy is going to get $100 million. Did you hear what I just said? Sir, did you hear what I just said?
$100 million.
Here's a guy gonna get $100 million. Did you hear what I just said?
Yep.
Okay. Here's a guy gonna get $100 million and he don't want to take a drug test. Huh? How in the world you gonna not take a drug test and you getting $100 million? You got to be a fool, wouldn't you? Huh? Do that make sense to you? Listen, if I told you, I'm talking to you now, I said, listen, you got to take a drug test. If you ain't got nothing in your system, you don't worry about taking a drug test, do you?
Well, let's ask Buddy from
ask the same guy, the person that I'm asking him, would he take a drug test for $100 million if he ain't got shit in his system?
Herschel's gone, but Buddy 87 from Michigan's on the line. What do you think, Buddy? If there were $100 million on the line, which I'm not sure if there was that much on the table, but you know.
Well, no. It is that much on the table.
I got to ask you, Roger Mayweather, Mr.
You know why I know it's $100 million? You know why I know it's $100 million?
How's that?
Because remember one thing. Coming out the gate alone. Say what he said again?
No, we had to cut him off. He was talking over you, so go ahead and finish your point, Roger.
Oh, no. Why I know it's $100 million. Why I know it's $100 million.
Because you were going to get 10. You were going to get 10 of the 100.
No, forget about that. Why I know it's $100 million. Remember one thing.